this video, we're going to cover how to play Sivir. We're going to look at itemization, looking at what to build and what runes and stuff, etc. We're going to look at laning phase, some of the strengths and weaknesses of Sivir and how to play out the laning phase. And then finally, we're going to look at some team fighting. This video is a collaboration with XKery. He's a high elo ADC and he knows what he's talking about, so I wanted to involve him in this video. Before I chuck it over to him, I want to just say, if you guys are looking to climb, Sivir is a great pick right now because she's just so OP. Her rework made her really good and she's going to be hotfixed probably. At the moment, her win rate's like 53%, I believe. It's really high and you want to abuse it whilst you can. I'm now going to hand it over to XKery. He's going to cover the build, the items and stuff like that, as well as the laning phase guide, which he did on stream. During this time on stream, he managed to play out a laning phase and it went really well. So he's going to go through his thought process live with you. But before we do get into this, I'm going to be annoying and ask you to subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. It really helps out and I'm really trying to grow this channel. Thanks. Let's get into it.
Sivir items, basically, for starters, it's if you're against, you're not going to start Cole ever unless you're very greedy. You start D-Blade if you have an all-in lane. If you're against, like, Blitzcrank, Rakan, Thresh, you know, the standard stuff for ADCs. Longsword plus refillable, I'll greed for if I have, like, a Soraka or something. That's my opinion. You can always go Longsword 3 just for the maximum sustain. In sustain lanes, it depends how confident you are. If you need to outscale the enemy team, you just kind of have to take a whole look at the game first back. You can get a call after like wave 2 or 3, depending how hard they let you shove in the matchup. For mythics, obviously all the ADC mythics are good on her. I personally prefer shield bow the most. If I had to tell you one, go every single game, it would be shield bow. If you didn't want to think about it, if you really want to think about it, and you have like a Lulu and you don't think you need the survivability, you can go Kraken. That's like most damage and probably like the hardest to carry with. Gale Force is pretty good. You can get some good cheese kills early and snowball with it. A lot of people underestimate like a Q Gale Force, especially if you time it like at the same time from half HP, you can actually kind of one-shot people with it. But shield bow is the most consistent, especially if they have like a Wukong, a Jax, something with that point-click dash, and then they'll just one-shot you, or assassins, of course. Like, because Sivir's 500 range makes it pretty hard to carry with Kraken Slayer. It's not like a Jinx that you're just free autoing with. And then boots, I go Zerkers almost every game. They'd have to have 5 lethality assassins for me to go tabbies, and I'm never going mercs because I have a spell shield. And I would build QSS if it was something that I really needed. You can also take cleanse on her out, of course. PD, pretty much every single game. I would only go RFC if they have like 5 range champs, like one of those troll comps where you're like, are these like 5 ADCs, where's their front line? Otherwise it's PD for zooming. And then third item, LDR is really good right now because people build Death Dance tabbies all the time. Bruisers are running the meta. Infinity Edge is good though because your Q has the crit scaling now. So it'll make you do a lot more damage. It's kind of like Triss Bomb. And then Bloodthirster third isn't a bad option. If you really think you need the survivability, I think it's actually better to greed on Sivir, again, because of her low range. It kind of turns you into like a drain tank more so. As much as you can be for an ADC at least. And then I haven't tested these 4. You'll see other people test them. In my opinion, PD would still just be the most DPS, especially if you have like lethal tempo. And then rune-wise, pull up a new rune page. Pretty standard ADC stuff. This is the ideal page to go, whether it's cut down or coup de grace. And then I like boots biscuits because the first few waves you really need the biscuits. I've tried mana flow. It takes way too long to stack with like Sivir Q, especially if you miss, you're gonna be sad. So you can go absolute gathering and just really perma recall. I don't recommend it. I think the most consistent is definitely boots and biscuits. Free boost is always nice. It's extra move speed. On top of your passive move speed, you're like zooming. Presence of mind is pretty much a must. You don't need Triumph. You're not diving the backline. Lethal tempo or fleet is debatable. I think it's fleet versus more range champs. Lethal versus more melees. You're getting free autos. If you're against like a Neela or a Samira, your lethal tempo automatically just loses value. So then it would be like probably a fleet angle for lane. Harder poke lanes, you go fleet. You could just heal more in lane. Alacrity versus Bloodline. I'd go Bloodline 100% if I'm not building Shield Bow. So I have to kind of know in champ select. Because if you take Alacrity and you go Kraken, you don't have any lifesteal to stay on the map. That's pretty dang bad. The only way I'd ever greet it is if I have a heal support, maybe. But I don't trust people to keep me sustained throughout the mid game. And then Cut Down or Coup de Grace is obvious. I mean, if they have a lot of HP champs like Wukong, you can still go Cut Down. It'll probably do more damage than Coup de Grace. It's pretty weak in the meta. So that's about it. Coup de Grace most consistent, but this is gonna do a lot better if they have like, even think if their mid builds like Everfrost, like Sylas, this is gonna have a lot of value. Other than that, I think that's it. Lethal Tempo and Fleet are both really good. But nah, this lane looks a little rough. I'll greed for the Fleet. Just to make sure we do better in lane. We're gonna take Cut Down. They have a lot of bruiser items. I go Longsword 3 here just because we don't have sustain from our support. It's an Ashe. I take poke from Xayah usually. Fleet win rate is a little bit higher than Tempo and Sivir right now. I think it's just situational. Fleet into like more ranged champs and then Tempo into more melees. I don't need the hard shove right now, so I'm gonna take E and not die to a Rakan W. Like that. It basically made it so Xayah couldn't trade back. Sivir into Talia is so good because you just spell shield the W. It's pretty hard for them to like throw all their abilities at once and make sure you can't get it. Dodge feathers. That's not even close. Nice, good job. Oh, Ashe got both, but that's good. I didn't even think we needed to hit 3 there. I still had flash. And I spell shielded to dodge any feathers that she pulled. But she didn't even E. The Noon Quiver first buy is huge, because we're Sivir, we want to perma shove. I'm looking to just shove under their tower so they don't even have an all-in chance. TF's gonna be 6 soon though. Twisted Fate Talia sounds terrifying. If you just start shoving while they're clearing the next wave, it gives like no chance to fight back. It's the best part about Sivir. She still kept that with the new update. Because they literally have to just give up the wave or fight you. And then they're gonna lose because of minion disadvantage. The best thing though, with new Sivir, when you perma shove, I mean, it's same as old Sivir, or any champ that can shove like this, is just look for something to do with your jungler. Yeah, it's best wave clear. Its scale is really good now too. I've noticed with Sivir, if you just watch your jungler on the map, it makes the game like easy mode. Let's say he's bot, we just do something off of it, and then if he's top, you have to like kind of play safe. But you always want to do something with the prio, because we're just going to go back bot and one-shot the wave anyways after this, so we lose nothing. Talia's severely underleveled. We can bait this actually. I think she's going to try and do Krugs and come back. So I'm going to spam ping my Karthus to come down. This guy's going to die. Oh, that didn't hit. This is still like game-winning plays. I was hoping Karthus would come down, but he just wanted to keep full clearing. Now it's getting a bit risky. We don't know where TF is, and we're but it's so good to deny this. And 1 W is usually enough to just shove a wave. Especially once you got the Noon Quiver. I can't believe they're greeting this. This is what playing against Sivir does to you. They're so mad they haven't been able to do anything all game. Looking at their team, like I just see one Wukong and I know I'm gonna go shield bow this game. It's enough of a threat for me. TF no R. We do have to look out for Talia R. And the Rakan and Gage will get on us. Okay, TF walked up there. That kind of tells me Talia's top. Which means we're shoving the next wave. Alright, this is easy. Good try. Yo, me and Ashe are kind of running it. That's an easy tower. Dude, the best thing about Sivir though, like, you win so much games just off the pressure she provides. I don't think she's like a hyper carry. Like, that's what her kit is. It's kind of like Ashe. I was saying that yesterday. It's very hard to 1v9 a game on Sivir. You don't pick it to like pop off and kill everything like you would like Vayne. You just pick it for the utility and pressure. I do farm jungle camps though on her whenever people are near just because it's so easy. And this is solo queue. Oh, this is easy. Her E actually did block my spell shield there, but it kind of helped me kill her. Because I didn't get rooted because I spell shielded her E somehow. Oh, nice. They FF'd. Heck yeah. 1-0 start. Undefeated today. I won my ARAM as well before I got on.
I wanted to give a really big shout out to XKery here. He really helped me with this video. He really helped me with the laning phase and the item builds, and he just made this video a lot of fun to make. Go drop this guy a follow on Twitch. He streams every day. Go follow his YouTube and his Twitter, and I'll drop all his socials on screen here. Go drop him a follow. For the team fighting guide, I'm gonna recommend you back to my video once more, the How to Teamfight ADC guide. We will look over one team fight on Sivir though. So the first thing to notice is how far back Sivir is. She is late to this fight, but it plays to her advantage. With Sivir, in my opinion, you want to mainly be hitting frontline. And the reason that you want to build crit items and you want your W to hit them is because the way you're going to damage the backline on Sivir is mostly by just ricocheting off of the frontline. You are very short range, and the more melee champs you're up against, the better, because they just ricochet off each other and you're able to kite backwards. Look in this teamfight how Sivir is completely untouched, hitting the front line, but also dealing damage to the backline because of her W. Her W in this rework is the most important thing. It deals a lot more damage now, so you really want to just hit front line for the most part, unless you have a really good opportunity, but this is just delving into my ADC teamfighting guide, and a lot of these rules carry over. However, you want to be hitting front line and ricocheting to the back line. You have a lot of movement speed on Sivir with your passive, your ult, your items even sometimes like Gale Force give you a movement speed. You really want to play this to your advantage as well. Just look at how Sivir is untouched in this fight. She knows her limits and she knows how much damage she actually does, which is something that a lot of people have to deal with now, getting used to the new amount of damage that Sivir does with the rework. You just got to remember though, Sivir is short range, and the way she gets range is through her W bouncing. So you really want to know what's in your attack range, know what can kill you, and just be spamming your W out as much as you can. She really is a queen of AoE damage. Like, she is a great team fighter if you put her to good use. But yeah, I just thought I'd keep this video a little bit short. I don't know how long this is going to end up being, but I hope it's like not too long, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I'm really trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, so if you dropped a subscription, I'd really appreciate it. Go hit the like button, comment, go over to XKery's channel, show him some love. Yeah, peace.